Good morning, everyone. My name is Sanjay Thomas. I'm the Vice President and I head the business for myCloudDoor in the Middle East region. It's a pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of myCloudDoor for today's webinar. We'll look into how to apply artificial intelligence to drive business success. We'll discuss on how artificial intelligence can become a key driver to improve processes, enable smarter decision making, and create competitive advantage for your organizations. We'll also explore real use cases, practical applications, and how companies are leveraging these technologies to achieve tangible results. I'm pleased to have our two experts from myCloudDoor for today's session, Javier Aguado, our Global Cloud Director at myCloudDoor, and also Daniel Andres, a Data and AI TS Director at myCloudDoor. They will be sharing their knowledge and practical experience on how to get the most out of AI in this enterprise environment.
Thank you, Sanjay, for your introduction, and thank you all of you for attending this webinar. As we are going to be talking about artificial intelligence, I believe it would be really good to have artificial intelligence making a quick introduction about what we are going to see over this day.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the webinar, How to Apply Artificial Intelligence to Drive Business Success. I am the Artificial Intelligence Assistant of Javier Aguado, Global Cloud Director at myCloudDoor. Today, we will learn how to identify relevant use cases, tips for calculating ROI, and our methodology for building a strategic roadmap to implement artificial intelligence in your company. Feel free to send us your questions via the chat. Thank you for joining us.
So at the end, as you've seen, we can use artificial intelligence for so many things, even introducing a webinar. So let's see, what are companies really using artificial intelligence? Because if we are looking into the internet, we see hundreds of videos generated by AI, like the one I'm showing in the screen. So you can see these cute cats doing hamburgers or working in McDonald's. But this is something really useful for companies. Is this why we are using artificial intelligence? And we are finding that before or after this wow effect that we've seen in the market, and everyone is amazed with the videos and the reality that we can create, we are starting to see how companies are they really using these technologies for improving their business processes and improving their businesses. So that's why we wanted to start to review how we can define or how we can find these different use cases for artificial intelligence, so we can really drive business outcomes for that. So I let the stand for my colleague Daniel Andres, Director of the Data and AI area at myCloudDoor, that will cover how we can use this artificial intelligence in the organizations. Daniel?
Thank you, Javier. So when we are implementing artificial intelligence projects in our organization, we basically are focused on two different main pillars. The first one, of course, is related about the financial benefits. As Javier has been talking, we are in the next step. We are not in the wow effect. We are in the financial benefits step, and we must to be sure that our applications are going to provide us specific benefits. So for the first point, the financial benefits are maybe the main KPI when we are defining why we are using artificial intelligence technologies in our organizations. Related with this point, we must be sure that the implementation is going to reduce the cost of the organization processes. We will be able to improve the revenue growth, and of course, we will provide some kind of efficiency gains in the workflows of the organization. On the other hand, and maybe it's more difficult to measure and define, we find the business strategy of the organization. At the end, the artificial intelligence projects are going to provide us faster decision making, are going to give us a better tools in order to improve the customer experience through the personalization and automation of the process. And of course, this is going to give us a competitive advantage in order to give us a better position with our competitors, right? So in the next slide, we can understand what are the main capabilities when we are implementing artificial intelligence projects. Okay, so all of these foundational models are going to give us the capability to implement conversational artificial intelligence and autonomous agents. So all of us, we are working with artificial intelligence agents in order to automate specific process with multimodal interactions. Of course, this is going to provide us, for example, personalized virtual assistants, which are going to give us the possibility to improve the processes of our organizations. On the other hand, the Gen AI is really a specialist in the knowledge extraction and summarizations. For that reason, we can develop research assistants based on artificial intelligence. We can improve the meeting summaries with automated processes, or even implement contextual classification and trend detections. Maybe one of the main points are related with the artificial intelligence generated code and process automation. We are all conscious that the main capability of this technology is the possibility to generate code as a human, and of course is going to give us different tools in order to improve the software development, for example, improving the low-code development, or even the automation of the intelligent workflows processes in order to improve our internal workflows. The last one is related with the artificial intelligence driven search and the knowledge discovery. We have the possibility to integrate a lot of information and knowledge through semantic and vector engines in order to generate knowledge databases with information of all of our company. And on the other hand, we will be able to analyze all the enterprise knowledge retrieval with the RAG approach, or even the real-time sentiment analysis and insights. So now we have been understanding the two main approaches related with the benefits, costs, and the strategy of the company. We found different ways to implement based on the main capabilities, but how can we define the use cases when we are identifying use cases for Gen AI? So the four main pillars that we have found in several projects are related with the first one, automation and autonomy. So all the agents must be defined in order to automate some kind of background process related with our company. The second one, we need to be sure that there is some kind of human supervision or compliance. Why? Because at the end, all of these processes are based on copilot behaviors. So we cannot provide to the agents total autonomy, because the probability to go wrong is going to be really high. The third one is more related about how can we improve, for example, processes based on data and computation intensity. So if we are able to identify some cases where we will read a lot of text, analyze a lot of text, generate and analyze code, or a structured data analysis, we will be able to identify the success use cases. And the last one, and maybe the main one, is related with the business impact and the return on over the investment. So we must be sure that the use cases are going to give us or identify the measured benefits of the artificial intelligence in our business. Okay, so Based on everything, how to look for artificial intelligence business case identification. So here we have 5 examples, which are mainly the 80% of the examples. So we have to be sure to identify this operational process optimization. We need to improve the decision making with these agents and with these use cases. We will be able to enhance customer experience through the customer journal, of course. We will be able to improve the product and service innovation with other processes and more knowledge related with our company. And of course, we will reduce the risk and we will improve the security when we develop these artificial intelligence business cases. So Javier is going to be talking now about the return on the investment on this kind of project. So please.
Thank you, Danny. So as Danny was mentioning at the end, it's really important to identify where to use these artificial intelligence use cases, where to apply AI and specifically Gen AI, and what are the main capabilities of these technologies. But then it's not just about finding the right place or the right applications to use it, but also this needs to make economic sense to the companies. That's why it's really important to estimate the return of investment on these technologies. For those that they are not in the finance and they are not familiar with this concept, at the end the return of investments is how we measure the performance of any investment. Okay, it may be technology, but also any kind of investment. And at the end, we need to measure what is these benefits that you are getting based on the cost. Okay, and it's being calculated as the net return slash the cost of the investment you are getting. So how we can calculate that, and what are the quantities we need to estimate? First of all, there are some tangible, some quantitative things that we need to include. If we are able to reduce the cost of any process or the cost of producing the goods of the company, we need to measure how we are going to increase the revenue. And if we are able to improve the productivity, that is happening in so many companies that they are maybe spending a few hours of manual handwork, and with the AI, they are able to reduce it up to minutes. On top of that, we need to include the intangible measures or the qualitative measures. How we are improving the customer satisfaction, how we are enhancing our brand image, or how we are empowering our employees. So that is more complex, but we need to be able to measure all these intangible things and put it in numbers so we can include them in the ROI we are calculating.
And don't forget the strategic benefits.
Yeah, thank you for the AI assistant. That is also reminding me that we need to include also strategic benefits. Using AI can provide us competitive advantage or improving the market agility. These concepts may be even more difficult to measure, but they are really important because you may think that as this is being implemented in the market so fast, our competitors will be using. So being the first one and including this type of technologies to improving the services and the products we are offering to our customers will provide us a clear competitive advantage. Let's go into the specifics of seeing one use case we have implemented in a company in Europe. And what we have done is automating the service call center for most of the processes like incoming calls, creating appointments, registering claims, this type of low value activities that they were being done by 4 full employees registering all these calls. And now we have implemented a full AI-based service with supporting more than 150 languages. This project cost around 100,000 euros, more or less $100,000, and it has a running cost of 4,000. Implementing this project, the savings are 10,000. So when we are calculating the return of investment over a 3 years period, we are seeing that the benefits, they are up to 116,000 euros with a total cost of 244. So when we are calculating the ROI, it's a 50%, which is a pretty nice ROI for this type of projects. Here we need to take into consideration, this is only the numbers, but as I mentioned before, how we are improving the customer satisfaction because using these products, how we are being able to avoid any problem or any challenge when registering all the claims, all the appointments and everything. So this is providing also a competitive advantage over the market. And the good thing is that this system is working 24/7, 150 language. You cannot do that with real person, with real people, right? So this is the typical use case that we are seeing in so many companies in the world. And even we are seeing a rise for 200%, 300%. So very, very profitable projects. So Danny, we have been identifying the different use cases. We've seen how we should calculate the economic impact on those, but how we are able to implement this type of projects in the companies. What is the implementation roadmap we should address, Danny?
Yeah, so basically myCloudDoor has been identifying a framework in order to define and implement the artificial intelligence strategy. Okay, so when we talk with our customers, we basically identify a roadmap in order to reduce the time to market when we are developing this kind of projects. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is try to understand if they are familiar with the artificial intelligence and the generative artificial intelligence. If they are familiar, we will go through a roadmap, and if not, we need to define different workshops in order to given the understanding of this technology, we will define and design the possibilities of this technology, and of course we will prepare a set of use cases, basically identifying which use cases are going to impact in their business. Okay, this is going to give them the tools in order to understand how the technology works, and is going to provide them the understanding of the technology and the impact in the organization. Then, if they are familiar with the different concepts and the impact and the implementation of this technology, we will define the generative artificial intelligence strategy roadmap. And what means that? Okay, based on the data set where we have identified all of these business cases, we will prioritize the different implementation, and then we will go to the tech validation. How? Developing MVPs in order to test the technology. So when we will be able to deploy this MVP, we will go through production, where we will have the possibility to operate and governance all of these cases and technology. So, and at the end, how can we define the strategy as we have been talking? But we have to be able to implement all of these roadmaps. So the artificial intelligence framework provided by myCloudDoor is a structured approach to artificial intelligence driven transformation. So at its core, the Center of Excellence is the main pillar, and provide us best practices, innovation, and governance for this technology. So the main capabilities of this Center of Excellence are based on the artificial intelligence business framework, where we align AI initiatives with business objectives, which is really, really important. We have the governance model, where we ensure compliance, security, and risk management, not only related with the technology, also related with the business. We will have the artificial intelligence reference architecture, where we establish a standardized technical foundation based on the main components for the foundational models, vectorial database engines, embeddings models, and everything, all the ecosystems which provide us the services for this technology. And the last point, and maybe the more important point, is related with the operation of all of this application. The GenAI Ops, or LLM Ops, focus on the operationalization of the large language models and LLM applications efficiently. Okay, so everything is going to give us a set of tools which improve the development and the implementation of the teams, with all the support and operation team, which ensures the maintenance and the governance and the optimization of the go-to-market of this kind of applications. So in the next slide, we can visualize how we implement the projects in the MVP phase. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is identify the business needs. Okay, and this is implemented in the prototyping phase. So after that, we will develop a pilot or MVP, where we test all the functionalities, and we have to take into consideration that all of these models are not deterministic models, so we have to change the way that we are testing the application, and we will define task-specific training, interaction optimization, safety and exception handling. And of course, after that, we will deploy the MVP, and then we will operationalize in processes with the quote and cost management, monitoring, life cycle management, or ethical guidelines and governance. But at the end, all this process is like the life cycle of the LLM application, and is cyclical. So we have to prototyping, beta testing, and productivization, and start again with prototyping, beta testing, and productivization. Okay. So now Javier is going to explain us the envisioning workshops and methodology.
Thank you, Danny. So when you were thinking about the cloud AI adoption roadmap, this first phase for customers that are not familiar with AI, we have this first step. This is what we call the envisioning workshops. In the envisioning workshops, at the end, what we do is it's for over half a day. We sit down with the customer, and we help them to define these first steps in the AI journey. First of all, we help them to understand the technology and the different concepts. I imagine that you are seeing so many news about OpenAI, Copilot, Azure technology, Copilot Studio, the non-Microsoft related technologies. There are hundreds and hundreds of applications, solutions, and concepts, which we understand is the foundation to understand what are these different technologies and what they can be used for. And then we explore specific use cases based on the customer industry, because at the end there are some use cases that may be cross-industry, but then it's really important to understand what are the specific use cases for each industry. We are working with some banks that we are helping them to optimizing the whole credit and lending journey. And we have manufacturing customers that we are including this AI technology into the factoring and to the production process. So it's important to link the different use cases to the specifics of each company. And then defining this high-level roadmap about, okay, we understand the technology, we have identified several use cases, how we are going to prioritize them, and how we are going to roll it out in the company. At the end, seeing it more in a schematic way, we have these 4 phases, right? As I mentioned below. So introduction, understanding the business concepts, then identifying the use cases, and even we have some demos and some examples to see how other companies in the industry are using artificial intelligence. And then together with you, we build a roadmap, and we identify the roadmap in terms of cost, time, and prioritization. So with that, you are able to get a clear direction on how to do that. Something we won't want to miss, and as Danny mentioned, is really important, the security, regulation, and compliance. And I imagine most of you are also concerned about using these technologies in your companies. So how we address specifically this issue, which is extremely important, and when you are working with artificial intelligence, even more important than any IT system, because you are sometimes getting autonomous system, getting decisions. So it's really important that we comply with international and local regulations for artificial intelligence. At the end, when we are talking about how we work with the data, we need, first of all, to ensure that we can provide credibility and trust, how we are working with data. We need to secure all the information to avoid any data breach. And there are also some specific threats that we have with artificial intelligence, like prompt engineering. So we need to avoid this type of breaches in our space. For sure, be compliant with regulatory and local and international. We need to avoid any kind of impact that can affect the market reputation to our brand and to our company. And we need to also to ensure that all the AI is ethical and we are not including any bias in the process. I know this is a lot of things, so let's go for a specific example. Let's go back to the automation of the call center, okay? And let's see how we are being able to comply with security and privacy and regulation. So first of all, data collection, okay? Here we are registering through the call a lot of data, personal data and information, and it's being collected. So first of all, we need to ensure that we are telling the customer that this data is being collected, and we need to provide the legal information about that. When we get this data should be stored in a database or in a storage. So we need to ensure that this is being secure, and we need to apply all the security policies, access control, encryption, backup of the data, and so on. This data would be used by artificial intelligence or by human, right? And we need to understand what we are going to do with the data. So first of all, we need to review of all the risk involved in this processing, okay? And draw the different policies. And this processing can be manual or automated by the application. This data may be transferred to another system, to an AI place. So we need to measure the risk of transferring this data. How we address that, okay? So first of all, we need to ensure the security of the provider and how we are encrypting the data in transit to avoid any breach of security. This data may be safe because of legal obligations. For example, in Europe, you have 5 years obligations for storing all the data. And depending on some specific industry, that can go up to 15 years, like in the healthcare industry or the drugs industry. So we need to retain this data, okay? Depending on the industry, it may be between 6 months or 3 years, up to 15 years. So it's really important that we are being compliant with the legal period, depending on our country and our industry. This data should be logged and cannot be modified, okay? And it's really important we are storing data correctly. So here we should apply also access control, encryptions, and we need to separate this data that we are legally saving than the ones that are being operated by the AI. And at last, when the time finalized, we should delete the data. So this data cannot be kept in the company. So also we need to include this automated process that would ensure that we are securely deleting all these registers to be compliant with the data. This is just a simple example of how we are following up the whole data life cycle for an automatic call center AI agent. But this can be used in any kind of AI solution where we are mainly interacting with end customers. So it's really important to consider all these steps on the data journey to guarantee that we are being compliant and we are not affecting anything. So I think we are just on time, but we leave a few minutes. If someone have any questions, you can post it on the chat. I'm not sure if we have registered any question till now. Okay.
I don't see any questions. Javi and Danny, thank you so much for covering all the use cases, the practical applications of AI, and you also touched upon the compliance and regulatory aspects of this. This has really been useful. I have a quick question though. What is the average ROI that is being obtained in generative artificial intelligence projects that you've seen that other companies are reaping?
Yeah, these are really good questions, Sanjay. So the ROI for usually for these projects, they are always positive. So if you are selecting the right use cases, and that can go up to from the example we've seen, like 30-50% for a 3-year period, up to 200, 300, 400. So we are seeing extremely good ROIs for implementing this type of applications. And also the period of times we are including for measuring these ROIs usually are from 1 to 3 years. Doesn't make any sense to include longer periods because this technology is evolving so fast that we don't recommend to use it a 3-year period or longer than 3-year period. So we are usually using between 1 and 3 years depending on the specific use case.
Amazing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, because how do you gauge them over a period of time? But then, yeah, you answered that. Thank you so much. If we don't have any questions, thank you all for joining. It was a pleasure to have you all. We will be sending this recording to you guys via email. We'll also share Javier, Danny, and my email addresses. So please feel free to ping us or write to us if you have any questions on data and AI, and also if you want to engage us for any of your initiatives. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you all. So we'll let the AI to say goodbye for us and see you in the next webinar.
Thank you for joining us in this workshop on how to apply artificial intelligence to drive your business success. We hope it has been an enriching session and that the ideas shared help you visualize the potential of AI. If you want to explore further how AI and the cloud can transform your business, we are at your disposal. See you next time.